everyone. Welcome to another edition of Royal TV's interview section. Today is definitely going to be fun because we'll be diving into the world of dance. It's our first ever edition of My Dance Experience. My name is Onyamisi Faithful and I'll be your host for today. Today we're going to be having an amazing and experienced guest in this industry, and he's going to be sharing some stories with us as well as answering some questions that we have about dance. So without further ado, let's get it started. I'd like our guest to introduce himself to us.
I'm Fraser Fure by name, also known as Dan Zuri, or you can call me Crazy Do. I'm from Delta State. I base in Asaba, and I'm also a member of KKYF. Thank you.
Okay, I'm honored and privileged to be doing this with you today. So my first question for you is this: what inspired you to become a dancer? There must have been experiences, occasions, or probably a person that must have inspired you to become a dancer. So can you share that with us?
First of all, growing up as a kid, I love dance, and anything that concerns dancing, I'm always into it. Do you understand? The first time I encountered dancers in Asaba was in KKYF. When I came to KKYF, I think my sister invited me.
So it all started in KKYF?
Yeah, it all started in KKYF. That was my first time of seeing dancers like physically. Do you understand? So I came to KKYF and I saw this group of persons dancing, and they were all boys, same height with me, and I think almost the same age.
About height, there's this thing with the height. Like dancers always have, similar. I don't know, their heights always.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but that's a bit true, but not true though. So after the performance that day, I met their leader, and she told me that this is what we had. So I came. So I did my audition, and it was nowhere close to dancing. It was nowhere close to dancing, and everybody was just giving me my score. Yes, scores like -1, 2. Over.
So you were once -1.
I think over 50, I guess. 2, 3, 4. And I was like, Jesus. I thought I was a dancer, you get.
Wow.
So working with them was one thing I will appreciate so much, because my leader then was my biggest motivation. Sister Mercy, that's Pastor Hope's wife's sister.
Yeah.
So she trained me. She became my coach, my mentor. Funny enough, this guy I see here was trained by a female dancer.
Wow.
Do you understand? So she taught me so much.
Female dancer.
Yeah, female dancer. She's really good though. I became a committed member, and from there started performing with them, and now I'm the leader of the group.
Wow, that's really amazing. From -1 over 50 to being the leader of the group. That's something to really admire. So did I forget to mention to you guys, this is not the only guest we'll be having in today's interview section. Yes, we're also going to be having a virtual guest, and I'll be leaving it to her to introduce herself to us.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Precious Sam, the leader of Royal Wings Dance Crew.
Okay, so thank you so much, Precious Sam. And my question for you is this: what's one of the biggest challenges, or what are the challenges you faced while learning this art, while trying to become a better dancer?
First of all, I think my first problem is thinking dance was just the movement of the body according to the rhythm of a song. But dance is way beyond that. And going forward, when I joined Royal Wings, I could not do anything. I could not dance. And I could see persons of my age below and even above. They were doing something crazy. When you say dance, they were doing that. And aside from that, my greatest challenge was my family and myself. I was feeling like a burden to my leaders, to the persons that were teaching me and all that. I was feeling like, I'm stressing these people, because as at then, for me to learn a particular move, it takes me about, if it's going to take others 5 minutes, it will take me 30 minutes or so. That's how bad I was, right? So I was just struggling. At some point, I wanted to stop. I wanted to leave dancing. I wanted to just go to another group, and then I was like, this is not my calling at all. My family per se, when I get home, they'd be like, they were always laughing at me. They were not even making things easier for me, right? They were always laughing. You and this, your one step all the time, and every time you are going for rehearsals, we're not seeing you on stage. They don't know the actual reason. It was because even if I finished learning the whole step, right, and we had to choreograph it together, I end up being slow because I could not catch up with their pace, the energy, the body movement, and all that. So they cannot just go and take me to the stage and allow me flop and mess myself up, right? So it was not really a good one for me.
Okay, thank you so much, Precious Sam. That is really inspiring, right? Like, I feel if I want to become a dancer now, I can do this thing. Okay, so Praise, the next question is for you. And this one, I think it's very important because through this, I feel you can bring more people into dancing. Like me, I would like to go into dancing, but I want to know what is there. So from your experience, can you tell us some, career paths and opportunities that is there in this industry of dancing?
Okay, thank you very much. So there are many opportunities in stock for dancer. Yeah, there are many for a dancer, and I will say from experience, I've gained a lot. Most of the relationships, the outings, the opportunities I've gotten so far over the years is actually from this act dance.
Dancing.
Yeah. So dance have moved from just doing it for fun or it's your hobby or because you're passionate about it to a profession. You understand? So many dancers now are doing it as a profession. You understand? So
this is what I do.
Yeah, this is what I do. You can say I dance for a living because you're earning money from it. So
not just because you enjoy it.
yes. So first of all, if you want to take dance as a profession, you need to be consistent with your rehearsals, with your trainings, with your practice. You need to work hard. You need to research for opportunities too. Then create a social media account where you do your tutorials, your trainings, your BTS, your dance performance on stage. You understand? So from there you can get likes, followers, then dance artists or persons that need you to do some stuff for them can reach out to you through that means.
Music artists,
show managers. Then also you can become a choreographer. Now, I can decide not to have a dance academy or a dance studio, but I just want to become a choreographer that choreograph dance artists, teach dance, choose churches.
So by choreograph, you mean just to like create dance
steps for them and they pay me for that service. You understand? I can still.
You don't even need to dance with them.
I don't need to dance with them. Just become their dance choreographer or dance instructor. I can decide to set a dance group where everybody that comes in pays a particular amount of money for joining, and from there we build together. I can decide to open a dance academy or a dance company, and there's money in it.
Okay, I think I'm almost convinced to go into this dancing thing.
Yeah.
Because now I know there's actually money there. Because that's the part I like in everything, money. Okay, thank you so much for opening our eyes to opportunities in the dance industry. And now one more time, we have another question for our virtual guests. Okay, so Precious Sam, we know that as a dancer, dance requires a lot of energy, physical strength, and a lot of that. So we'd like to know, how did you or how can we navigate through these challenges? Because I know there are definitely mental challenges attributed to dance as well. So can you tell us how you've coped over the years with these challenges?
First of all, I kept on rehearsing. I did not stop. I was always dancing. You see me, I'm cooking, I'm dancing, I'm sweeping, I'm dancing. Whatever I'm doing, I was always dancing because I just needed me to have this easy, I just wanted to do something. I just wanted to be what I wanted to be, right? And another thing that helped me was prayer. I did not underestimate the place of prayer, right? There were times I was always praying, God, please, whenever pastor say, let us pray for that thing you want God to do for you, I never hesitate. I would pray, God, please help me to become a better dancer. That was how bad it was. Should I say? I don't know, but I was always praying, and I took opportunities. When I see that there are these good dancers as are then, like my top leaders, they were not around, they were not available. I was always being available. They would call for rehearsals in the morning, I would go. They would call for night rehearsals, I would always go. So I was always available, so that at some point they started giving me the stage, and I found out that the more I was dancing, the more I was becoming better. Physically, dance requires energy. For mental challenge, when you go on stage, there's this chaos, there's this bat on your head. I don't want to miss this step, I don't want to do this, I want to do better, I don't want people to see me. You're just fighting in your head, you're just trying to remember everything that you've rehearsed, right? Our audience, they play a very huge part when it comes to mental challenge and all that, because you might be dancing, you feel you are doing something, and then the audience that are looking at you, they're not smiling, they're not even clapping, they're not cheering you up. If you are not strong enough on stage there, you started forgetting what you are doing, because you feel like, am I not doing it well? Why are they not reacting? Why are they not clapping? These are the mental challenge. And another one, even there was a time where we went for a dance competition and we were supposed to do something unique, that they will put fire on me and all of that. That was very crazy. That was very crazy. Even before we went on stage, I was so scared. I was anxious. My hands were cold because I was like, what if this fire now burns the cold? And that was a lot, because dance, you need to be mentally ready, emotionally ready, physically, all the readiness, you need all of them when it comes to that. How I coped? I stopped looking at my audiences when I'm dancing, right? I stopped looking at them eyes to eyes. If I'm dancing, I'm just looking above everybody's head. I'm just doing my things. Except I noticed that this person is really giving me the vibe. When they are looking at me and I'm communicating with eyes with my audience and they are feeling the vibe, that's the only place I can look at you. But if I notice that the audience they are not helping matters, I just look above you guys and do my thing, so as to avoid that doubts of, did I do well or did I not do well? Yeah. The other coping mechanism was constant rehearsals. Like I said before, I was always rehearsing in the bathroom, if I'm cooking, down to the road. And it has gotten so used to me that even as I'm walking on the road like this now, and I hear a song playing, it only takes the grace of God for me not to, move my body or do something. That was how I overcame my challenge as a dancer. This has taught me resilience, that I can actually do anything and everything. So long I set my mind to do it, I can get whatever I want with prayers and self-improvement. Thank you so much. My name is Precious Sam. I'll see you guys next time. And I love you, Royal Wings. Royal Wings, excellently imparting life through dance, always.
That was a very beautiful one. I think at least now we know some coping mechanisms for this thing. Finally, for today, we have another question for you, Mr. Reyes Ofue. And this question is one question I feel everyone in the audience has in mind to ask you. And there's always this perspective about dancers. People generally view dancers as people that are, careless, carefree, reckless, anyhow people, razz people, double people. So we want to know, from your own opinion and experience, I'm sure I'm speaking their mind. So we want to know, is it true or false? And if it is true or false, whatever one you want to pick, can you tell us? And I want you to clear the air, because somehow I still see dancers in that way. Somehow, I said somehow. So I want you to clear the air. Can you tell us what it is? So we'll stop seeing it as what it is not, right?
Okay. I will say that it's not actually true per se, but I will not say that it's false though. Now, your perspective about something might be different from my own perspective about that same
That's parallax.
thing. So I've met with so many dancers, I've worked with so many persons, and I would say that it's not actually true per se, because so many persons see dancers from just when they're on stage, when they
Appearance.
perform, and all of that, but you don't see them with their day-to-day life and all of that. Time they take to rehearse, their hard work, their sacrifices, and you just see them probably in one occasion or one or two conversation with them, and you just plan it up that all dance are like that. No, we are not careful. We know what we want. Dance is a profession, and we are passionate about these things. That is why we take it as something that is very important. So you looking at just one incident and saying that dancers are like that does not make sense. You understand? Because as a dancer, I've worked with so many persons, and I will tell you for you, dancers are amazing persons. Yeah.
Well, I feel people did not, establish this ideology because of one or two things they have seen. But from what you said, I think I understand that we just see them where they act, like, right?
Yes.
The
Yes.
character.
And just probably you have one or two incidents with them. That's what I'm saying. You just feel like everybody's like this now, so they behave. Dancers. That's why most times if you call dancers for events, you treat them like they are nothing. I will give you an instance. I went for a show with my guys, and every other artist that came were inside, and they just told us to just wait outside. Like just wait
Wow.
outside. Because
Based
of
on
that,
Raz.
you understand? You feel like una feel adapt, someone that just do it first because so that's rubbish.
Well,
You understand?
I know some dancers that are not Raz per se, right? I
Yeah.
know the Royal Wings. Yes, I know
And
these guys.
the way we even dress to that occasion, you know that we're ready for it. You understand? We were ready for it. So you will not just say because
We are dancers.
yes.
So, in conclusion, dancers are not rats.
Yes.
Most times we just see them come out just to play the role, or probably dance according. They have to dress that way, I guess, because of the theme of their dance and whatever. Okay, so it was really lovely and amazing. Like, doing this with you today, Mr. Praise Ofulwe. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation.
Thank you.
It was nice having you here today. This brings us to the end of today's edition of My Dance Experience. A special thank you to the guests for honoring our invitation and dishing out value to us today. Now I advise you to sit back and enjoy the rest of the meeting. Remember, you don't need a dancing shoe today because the Royal Wings will do the dancing for us today.